Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Viewers, you are welcome to my YouTube channel, Finance Specialist. Viewers, in this video, we will learn that how we can apply SUMIF, SUMIFS, COUNTIF, COUNTIFS, AVERAGEIF and AVERAGEIFS functions in Microsoft Excel using relevant examples. So let's have a look at the demonstration of SUMIF formula. Viewers, we all know that how we can use simple sum formula. Simple sum will allow us to add the given numbers in a column. Sometimes we need to add numbers using a condition. A condition could be single or multiple. If we want to add numbers in a column based on a condition, then we use SUMIF formula. Provided if it is a single condition, if we have multiple conditions, then we need to apply another formula named SUMIFS. So let's have a look first that how we can use SUMIF formula. We have a data mentioning customer, goods ordered and their paid or not paid status in a tabular form. In the first requirement, we need to identify that total goods ordered that are paid. So we have number of goods over here, and in front of them we have their status, whether they have been paid or not paid. So the first requirement is to calculate the total goods ordered that are paid. So here I am going to apply this formula. So simply we can write SUMIF the first we need to define the range. So range is the status whether the goods are paid or not paid. So here I am going to select the status column. Followed by criteria. So within this column, the criteria is that I am looking for the goods ordered which are paid. So since I've already selected this status column, so I will click over here on paid, because I'm looking for only those goods which are paid. And then I will have to select the sum column or the sum range I'm going to add. So my sum range is goods ordered, and then click enter. So this will give us 455. So total goods ordered that are paid are 455. Similarly, we can calculate total goods ordered that are still owed or not paid using the same formula. Let's move on to the another one, which is SUMIFS. As I said earlier in my initial discussion, that SUMIF we can apply one criteria, but when it comes to SUMIFS we can apply minimum 2 and maximum 127 criteria as compared to SUMIF formula. So SUMIF it takes only one, but SUMIFS it can take 2 to 127 criteria. We are having the regional sales data, and you can see we have sales representatives, the region, number of orders and sales. given in a tabular form. The first requirement which we need to answer is total sales done by the sales representatives from the eastern region and with number of orders less than 300. So here we have two conditions. Number one, the region should be eastern and the number of orders should be less than 300. So let's have a look how we can apply SUMIFS formula. Let me increase the font size. So here it comes, SUMIFS. Here we need to calculate total sales. So first I will have to select the sum range. This is our sum range, comma. Now it is asking criteria range 1. So the criteria range 1 is basically the region. So I will select the region. And similarly, the criteria, it is about eastern. So I will click on eastern. Then criteria range 2, it is number of orders. So I will select the orders column, comma. Criteria number 2. So criteria number 2, it is given orders less than 300. And we can simply press enter. So here it comes that total sales done by the sales representatives from the eastern region with a number of orders less than 300 is 4,600. Similarly, if you look at the second requirement, it says total number of orders made by the sales representatives in southern region. So before it was total number of sales, total sales. Now here total number of orders. So let's have a look how we can calculate it. SUMIFS sum range is basically total number of orders. I will select this column, comma, criteria range. So criteria range, we are having the region which is southern. So first I will select region, comma, the value I'm looking for is southern, so I will click on southern. And then criteria range number 2, sales amount. So sales I will select, comma, greater than 1500. So I will write greater than 1500 within inverted comma and click enter. So here we have total number of orders made by the sales representatives in the southern region with sales amount greater than 1500. Similarly, like simple sum, we can use count function. Count function allow us to count number of items in a given data set. If this counting is based on a condition and it is a single condition, then we will use simple COUNTIF function. If it is based on multiple conditions or criteria, then we will use COUNTIFS function. Similarly, in Microsoft Excel, we have average function. It will give us the average of the entire column. But if this average is subject to one condition, then we will use average if. And if it is subject to multiple conditions, then we will use average ifs formula. So let's have a look at COUNTIF formula. We are having 2021 regional candy sales related data which mentions sales representatives, region, number of orders and sales. So we need to count sales representatives there is who are in the northern region. So how many sales representatives are there in the northern region? So we can apply simply a formula, COUNTIF, and we need to select the range, and the range is the region, comma, the value we are looking for is north. So I'll just put it there, and once you click enter, so you can see that number of sales representatives which are in the northern region, we are having 3 only. Similarly, the second requirement we can calculate in the same way. It mentions that how many sales representatives have made orders more than 250. So in this case, our range will be, it will not be the region, because it says that number of orders more than 250. So our range will be number of orders. So same way you can apply, and for reference purposes I have mentioned the formula at the top of this cell, so I'm just leaving it for your practice. Let's have a look at the other COUNTIFs. Viewers, as I said earlier, that COUNTIF, we have count function, we have COUNTIF function and COUNTIFs function. So simple count function, it allows us that number of items which present in the data or number of observations. COUNTIF, if we are counting and on the basis of one condition, we will use COUNTIF, multiple condition, COUNTIFs. So let's have a look how we can use COUNTIFs formula. If you look at the requirement given here, that find the number of sales representatives who have done more than 150 orders and sales greater than 1,600 US dollars. So we are having here 2 criteria. So let's have a look. Let's apply this condition over here. So we can write COUNTIFs. So first of all, criteria range we will have to define. So criteria range, we are having the first criteria range, which is number of orders. So I will select this column, this cell, all these cells column, comma, and then I will put the condition which is given over here, that number of orders greater than 150. So I'll put it in inverted commas. The next criteria range is the sales more than 1,600. So I will select this column, sales column, and then I will have to write over here that sales greater than 1,600 within inverted commas, and then I'll click enter. So this will give us 3 only. So we are having only 3 sales representatives who have done more than 150 orders and sales greater than 1,600. Similarly, the second requirement, it says how many sales representatives in the eastern region have made orders greater than or equal to 250. So if you look at this requirement, it says that first of all we need to select the eastern region, and the second is the orders which are more than or equal to 250. So let's have a look how we can apply this. So equal sign, COUNTIFs. The first criteria is the region, so I will select this, and we are looking for eastern region, so I'll put it in the inverted commas east, comma. The second criteria range I will have to define, which is about number of orders. So I will select this number of orders, comma, and within inverted comma I will put greater or equal to 150. So this will give us 4. So it means that we are having 3 sales representatives who are having 150 orders, more than 150 orders, and their sales are greater than 1600, and we are having 4 sales representatives in the eastern region who have made orders greater than or equal to 250. Similarly, we are having the next formula, which is average if. So here we have the same data. We are having sales representatives, their region, number of orders, and the sales. So the first requirement is, what is the average sales done by the sales representatives in the eastern region? So let's calculate. So here I am going to use the first only one condition, because average if can take only one condition. So we will write average if, and then I will have to define range, and in this case the range is the region. So I will select it, then comma, the value I'm looking for is the eastern region, so I will select east, and the average range, we need to calculate average sales, so I will select this sales column. So this will give us 3093. We can truncate the zeros, the decimals. Similarly, if you look at the second requirement, it says what is the average number of orders made by the sales representatives in the eastern region. So it is again very simple to calculate. Average if, we need to select again the region, comma. Now it says eastern region, so I'll click on east, but this time it is given that to calculate average number of orders. So average number of orders, I will select over here. These are the orders, order column. And then we can close bracket. So here it comes 484. So this is how we can use average if formula. The last and final is average ifs. Here the same data we are having, sales representatives, region, orders, and their sales. So we have two requirements again. In the first requirement it says that what is the average sales done by the sales representatives in the eastern region who have done orders which are greater than or equal to 300. So two conditions are there. So let's have a look. You can simply write average ifs because of multiple conditions. Now it is asking average range. So we need to calculate average sales So we will have to select here the sales column. Now it is asking criteria range number 1. So criteria range number 1 for us as per the given context is the region, comma, and then it mentions eastern region. So for eastern region we will click on east, comma. Now the second criteria range number 2, so it mentioned that number of orders which are more than or equal to 300. So here I am going to select criteria range number 2, comma, and then we will put in inverted commas greater than or equal to 300, inverted commas close, and simply click enter. So here it comes that average sales done by the sales representatives in the eastern region is 1300. If you look at the second requirement, it says that what is the average number of orders done by the sales representatives in the northern region who have done sales which are less than or equal to 1500. So it is again very simple. We'll apply formula AVERAGEIFS. So first we need to define average range. So the average range is number of orders. So here I am going to select number of orders. The next it says that criteria range 1, so is the region which is a northern region. So I will select first the region, comma, the region is northern, so I will click on north. Then criteria range number 2, that those who have done sales which are less than or equal to 1500. So my second criteria range is this, comma, within inverted comma I'll put less than or equal to 1500. So less than or equal to 1500. So here we have the average number of orders done by the sales representatives in the northern region who have done sales which are less than or equal to 1500. So our answer is 226. We can truncate zeros. Viewers, one more useful thing is when you apply formula, soon after applying formula, you can click on fx function. So by default, it will give you a dialog box and you can select values using a dialog box accordingly. For example, I have applied formula here in this cell. So if I click on fx, so it will show me this function arguments box. So as soon as you write the formula name, if you click on fx, so it will show you all these fields and you can fill them by simply clicking and selecting on the required columns. So this is another way, and this way you can avoid any mistake while entering the required values in the formula. I hope this video would be a beneficial one for you. If you have not liked to my channel, so you are requested to like and subscribe to my channel for future videos so that you will get the intimation whenever I'll upload a new video. Thank you very much. Stay blessed.